Good evening, students.
Very good evening, ma'am.
Very good evening, all of you. Am I visible to everyone?
Yes, ma'am, you're
Ma'am.
visible.
Okay. GPN classes, will more students be enrolling or should I start?
You can start, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. So everyone will be starting with the plant physiology portion, photosynthesis and respiration. Now, can you correlate these two topics? How is photosynthesis and respiration correlated with each other? Any one of you? I want my one to please respond. Can you respond? Can you give me the relation between photosynthesis and respiration? Anyone? Raise your hands. Please respond. Pratyasha, Jyoti, Puna. Okay, I'm not new students. I was with Jupiter classes, so you can be free and talk to me. I'm new for this session.
Ma'am, ma'am, your voice is lagging actually. It's not clearly audible.
My voice is not clearly audible.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, now it's audible.
Now it's audible. Okay. So such issues might come up for the network issues. So basically see the slide and try to catch hold of what I'm asking. Photosynthesis and respiration. You can see here. What is the structure represented? I have highlighted. What is that structure? The photosynthesis is occurring within where?
Ma'am, chlorophyll.
That is the structure of the chloroplast. There's a difference. Chlorophyll is the pigment. The organelle is the chloroplast. Okay, both are not same. Point to be noted. And this is your respiration. To be specific, the chapter that you have, cellular respiration, those both are under the heading of the plant physiology. But remember one thing, that photosynthesis, you know, that is completely associated with the plants. But this respiration, this is not just plant-less respiration. This is actually the cellular respiration. Okay. So how cells are responding. So under that, they, as photosynthesis and respirations are linked together, so they put it in the plant physiology. But if you understand, that particular chapter is actually your cellular respiration. So that is why the term cellular respiration is written here. So what is the organelle where respiration takes place? That is the mitochondria. Okay. So now how both of these are interlinked? There must be a relation between them. See, this is the flowchart that you are seeing of photosynthesis. Clear? So now tell me, what are the inputs of photosynthesis? Like in your chemistry में तुमने पढ़ा होगा, there are reactants and arrow के दूसरी तरफ क्या निकलता है? Products निकलता है. So यहाँ पे photosynthesis के लिए who are the reactants here?
Ma'am, the sunlight,
Sunlight, carbon dioxide.
water.
Carbon dioxide and water. Okay. So this is 2 and this is 3. So energy from the sun. Sunlight is highly essential. There is carbon dioxide and there is water. So for photosynthesis, these three are the inputs or the reactants. And who are the products? These two. These are the products.
And glucose.
Glucose and oxygen. Do not forget. Glucose and oxygen. Not just glucose. Oxygen is released as a byproduct. Clear? So we have the oxygen and there is the glucose. But For respiration, if you see where the arrow is moving, when respiration comes, so there's oxygen and glucose, this become reactants. Both the oxygen and glucose, they become reactants. And the water and carbon dioxide, these become the products. So photosynthesis में जो reactant है, वो respiration में product बनता है, and photosynthesis में जो product है, वो respiration में reactants बनता है. Clear? So that is what is the relation between the photosynthesis and respiration. Photosynthesis is an assimilation process. Can anyone tell me what is the name of the assimilation metabolism known as? We have two types of metabolism. Can anyone define me what is metabolism first? I want to see your backgrounds are clear or not. Anyone? Just raise hand. Shreya, Subham, Chintu, Priyanka, anyone? How shall you define metabolism? It was in your first chapter. Living world. Living world mein metabolism was written as one specific line. You need to define me, students. What is metabolism?
Ma'am, chemical reactions occurring in our body.
All chemical reactions. I'll add one point. All chemical reactions occurring in our body is defined as metabolism. Okay. So now those chemical reactions can be breakdown and can be built up. So based on that, breaking down and building up, we divide metabolism into two parts, and they are called as
Catabolism, anabolism.
exactly catabolism and anabolism. Anabolism is building up, मतलब बना रहे हो. Anabolism मतलब छोटे-छोटे molecules है, small molecules are there, and you are building up a larger molecule. That is called as your anabolism. Whereas catabolism, कैसे how shall you remember? Catabolism हिंदी में क्या बोलते हो? काटा मतलब breakdown ना? So that is how you remember. So catabolism means larger molecules are there, you break it down into smaller molecules. Okay. Now, can you give me an example that is occurring in your body, which is anabolism and which is catabolism?
Ma'am, the breaking down of food is catabolism.
What do you call it as?
Ma'am,
Breaking down of
nutrition.
nutrition. It is not
Digestion.
digestion. The breaking down of food is your digestion. So that is an example of catabolism. And anabolism? Anabolism?
Ma'am, bone growth.
You said growth. Did you say growth? Okay, for growth,
Ma'am, muscle mass growth, ma'am, muscle building up of muscles.
it is about muscles. Okay. Okay, talking about your digestion only, let us have a quick recapitulation of the digestion. What do you do? First step is what? Digestive system recall karo. You ingest. Ingestion is the first step. Then the food is being broken down. That breaking down is called as your digestion. Digestion के बाद next step is your खाना क्या होता है? Breakdown होके the food. What happens to that food? It is being absorbed. So your next step is absorption. And जो absorb नहीं हुआ, that is being excreted out. So that is your egestion. But after absorption, what is happening? The food is being absorbed. But after that, absorb होके what is happening? Next step is one important point.
Assimilation.
Assimilation. Good. So in your entire process of digestion, the digestion, matlab the breakdown, proper breakdown portion, that is the catabolism reaction. Whereas assimilation, that is the nutrients, those have been broken down and absorbed, you need to rebuild it. Larger molecules ko you cannot easily absorb it, so they were broken down into smaller molecules, and then you absorbed it, and then usse smaller molecule se you are again rebuilding a larger molecule. So that step is your assimilation, right? And that is again a anabolism process. Understood? Similarly,
Yes, ma'am.
now come back to plants. In plants, your photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is, what can you say? Is it with respect to glucose? We will call photosynthesis as the
Anabolism.
reaction. Very good. Whereas respiration is the breakdown. That means it is the
Catabolism.
catabolism reaction. Now understood the reaction between the two? The
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
relationship between the two? Okay. Okay. So now moving on to just photosynthesis. This part we will today talk about photosynthesis only. So one thing, students, always remember, in biology, always break the terms. Whenever there is a big term, you break it. As much as you can, you break it. So if I break the word photosynthesis, okay. If I break the word photosynthesis, what am I getting? I have photo
Ma'am,
means
means light.
Light.
light. Synthesis means glucose
Synthesize.
food production. Clear?
Product. Make.
Okay. If I say chemosynthesis, what will it mean? Chemosynthesis.
Ma'am, synthesization with the help of
Separation of
chemical
chemicals.
From chemical molecules. Photosynthesis means synthesis of food with the help of light. And chemosynthesis means synthesis of food with the help of chemicals. That is called as a chemosynthesis. Clear? Simple definition. Nothing exaggerated. Okay? Now, basic introduction of photosynthesis. Can all do photosynthesis? No, we have specific organisms who does photosynthesis, and we call them as photosynthetes. We call them as photosynthetes or simple photosynthetic organisms. Can you name me 2 kingdoms who contain photosynthetic organisms? How many kingdoms are there?
5.
5
2.
kingdoms. Okay. So kingdom Plantae, I'm giving you one. So kingdom Plantae is having all the plants, and we know that plants do photosynthesis. Okay. What is the other kingdom which contains photosynthetic organism?
Monera.
Who in Monera? Good. It is the kingdom Monera, but who in Monera?
Algae.
Algae doesn't belong to Monera. Who are the constituents of Monera? Come on, 12th हो चुका है तुम लोगों का. Tell me, Monera kingdom के members कौन है? Who are the members of the Monera kingdom? Monera is having only one member, and they are called as no one. Come on.
bacteria.
Bacteria. Bacteria are the only members of the kingdom Monera. No one else. So bacteria को we categorize again. There are archibacteria, there are eubacteria, and then there are bacteria who does photosynthesis. They are called as,
Blue-green algae.
or other name of blue-green algae is speak up. Bachcho, speak up. Other name of blue-green algae is cyanobacteria. Haven't you heard of it? Everyone. Other name of
Yes, ma'am.
Blue-green algae is cyanobacteria. Don't take so long. These are certain easy questions. See, in entrance, nothing. 4 questions, 4 to 5 questions को छोड़ के, no single question is going to come out of your NCERT. And this entire things are present in your NCERT. So every chapter, word by word, you have to remember, and that is how you can assure yourself a certain need. Okay. So those counseling classes we can do later, but let us now focus here. So there is blue-green algae and there is cyanobacteria. Let me give you a clarification here. These organisms were the first on earth. I'm talking about evolutionary aspect. Okay, evolution जैसे हुआ, so starting हुआ था in organisms से, that is the cyanobacteria. So cyanobacteria are the first organisms who did photosynthesis. Or you can see these are the autotrophs. Autotrophs किसे बोलते हैं? जो अपना खाना खुद बनाते हैं, who prepare their own food. Those are called as the autotrophs. So these produce food through photosynthesis. So these are the first organisms that did photosynthesis and also the first producers of oxygen. आगे पढ़ेंगे कि photosynthesis is again of 2 types. One that releases oxygen and the other that doesn't release oxygen. That releases oxygen, we call it as the oxygenic photosynthesis. The next that doesn't release oxygen, that is called as the anoxygenic photosynthesis. If you want to take down notes, you can write this. Heading likha photosynthesis, you break the word. Photo means light, synthesis is breakdown of glucose. Now again break photosynthesis into 2 parts. Write one as oxygenic photosynthesis, OXYGENIC. First kind of photosynthesis is oxygenic photosynthesis. If you want, write the description. The photosynthesis where oxygen is released as a byproduct. The photosynthesis where oxygen is released as a byproduct, that is oxygenic photosynthesis. Second लिखो N-oxygenic. Oxygenic के पहले AN जोड़ो. N-oxygenic photosynthesis. So N-oxygenic photosynthesis is photosynthesis that doesn't involve the release of oxygen. Photosynthesis that doesn't involve the release of oxygen. Okay, done? क्या release करता है, that we will talk later. Now see, we were talking about cyanobacteria. These were, you can write, these were the first photosynthetic organisms, and second, these were also the first oxygen producers on earth. Here a question comes. This is with respect to your evolutionary chapter. When organisms were evolving, the earlier environment during evolution was a reducing atmosphere or an oxygenic atmosphere. What do you think is the answer? Do you understand the question properly?
Ma'am, again, can you repeat that?
Yeah. Achha, first tell me, are you comfortable in English, Hindi, Odia, any language?
Ma'am,
Are you all
English.
able to
Ma'am,
understand?
Ma'am, English.
English.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay. So my question is, the earlier atmosphere during the course of evolution where organisms were first evolving, that atmosphere was a reducing atmosphere or oxygenic atmosphere?
Ma'am,
Ma'am,
oxygenic.
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 Everyone oxygenic?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone is wrong.
Why?
Everyone is wrong. Remember one thing, evolution does not take place in an oxygenic atmosphere. Oxygenic है ना, तो oxygenic से what happens? Oxidation occurs. So that is a kind of again a breakdown process. That is not at all evolving. The earlier atmosphere, में it was all bacteria, unicellular organisms. So it took millions of years for cyanobacteria to change the atmosphere to oxygenic. Oxygenic मतलब क्या? Oxygen है. So now we have how many percent oxygen in the atmosphere? What is the percentage of oxygen? In the atmosphere, atmospheric constituent of oxygen is how much? %21%. Okay, good. It is 21%. It is the atmospheric. It is the oxygenic. Oxygen जब present है, then we say the atmosphere is oxygenic. जब oxygen present नहीं होता atmosphere में, then we call it as the reducing atmosphere. Okay. So earlier times में तो there were photosynthetic organisms से पहले थे chemosynthetic organisms. They were there earlier. जो chemicals से अपना food बनाते थे. No oxygen was there. So gradually evolution changed from reducing to oxygenic atmosphere. Okay. And remember, for evolution, reducing atmosphere is required, not oxygenic. This line will come in form of different questions. You can write this, if star, you can put a star and write. While teaching one chapter, I will always be interacting, bringing topics from other chapters also. Okay. So you write a point, if for evolution, reducing atmosphere is required. So earlier times where there was no oxygen, so it was a reducing atmosphere. Then came cyanobacteria, means a bacteria, certain group of bacteria that evolved into the photosynthetic organisms. So they were able to synthesize oxygen. Okay. They were able to synthesize oxygen. Next. When they synthesized oxygen, we will call those organisms as the oxygenic photosynthetic organisms. Now, this was, now that we have all known what is evolution and all current dates, we call them as the cyanobacteria. But when these organisms were first discovered, we named them as blue-green algae. Algae are basically like तुम्हारे spinach types होते हैं. Okay. So we call them as the blue-green algae. Definitely because of their appearance, they were looking blue and green. So we named them as algae. We named them algae because they were photosynthetic in nature. Okay. When these were discovered, they were photosynthetically discovered. So we named them as algae. But when their structure was studied, their cellular structure was studied, then they realized that blue-green algae are having the cellular organization of a prokaryotes. And all your prokaryotes are categorized in the kingdom. In the kingdom. All prokaryotes in the kingdom. Yes, Shreya.
Monera.
Interactive. Yes, all are categorized in the kingdom Monera. That is why Monera contains all the prokaryotic organisms. That is how your 5 kingdoms were differentiated, na? Ki all prokaryotes in kingdom Monera and rest eukaryotes in your kingdom Protista, Plantae, Fungi and Animalia. Clear? Okay. So there came the name of cyanobacteria. Always note, blue-green algae is nothing but cyanobacteria. They were called blue-green algae because they were discovered as photosynthetic. But when their cellular organization was deciphered, then it resembled the prokaryotic nature. Then they were specifically put in the category of the Monera and we call them as the cyanobacteria. And cyano word में जो cyan है, that is what? The combination of blue and green. The color blue and green, that combination is cyan. So it was named as the cyanobacteria. Okay. So that is why whenever we are asked who all are the photosynthetic organisms, then we say first we say cyanobacteria, then comes plantae. No doubt plantaes are now the dominant photosynthetics, but first we say cyanobacteria in course of evolution. Okay, now these are majorly present. Now can you name me some organisms from kingdom Protista who undergo photosynthesis? Some organisms. Protista, there is the kingdom Protista, and who all are the members of Protista? Name me few. Who all belong to Protista? Raj Nandini.
Ma'am, chrysophytes, juglinoids, slime moths, dinoflagellates.
Dinoflagellates, okay. Who are the members of chrysophytes? Diatoms, you have heard of diatoms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so there you have, while studying that, you might have come across ki in aquatic life, there is a word called as planktons. Planktons. What do you mean by that? Planktons.
And the organism who live in water.
Floating in water current.
1 minute, 1 minute. Pranjal, you were saying the organisms who were living in sea surface. Yes, very good. Those who float in the sea surface, those are called as the planktons. And we have two types of planktons. If plants are floating, then we call them as the phytoplanktons. Good. Phyto, remember the word phyto, Phyto. Phyto is associated with the plants. So phytoplanktons, and those animals that float, those are the zooplanktons. Now, those organisms who are bottom dwellers, sea surface के पूरे नीचे में रहते हैं, मतलब the opposites of planktons. Planktons are surface dwellers. Now the opposite of planktons, that is the bottom dwellers. They are called as, what is the term given? That term you will find in your ecosystem chapter. Have you heard of benthic? Benthic?
No, ma'am.
Benthic is there in your ecosystem. Check out the diagrams and all. Okay, for this is for the students who have passed 12 without exam, of course. Okay, so benthic is, you can write it down. Benthic are the bottom dwellers. The benthic zone, we say a benthic zone. A planktonic zone, matlab surface. Then there is the bottom benthic.
Ma'am, it is written that benthams.
These are the similar words. Youth, young, these are
Yes,
similar
ma'am. Yes,
words. Okay. Okay, so we are clear who all are the photosynthetic organisms. Certain diatoms, they are the photosynthetic organisms. Now, again, an entrance question. Fungus perform photosynthesis. Assess and reason. Tell me. Fungus perform photosynthesis. True or false?
False.
False. Fungus doesn't perform photosynthesis because fungus are, like photosynthetic organisms are autotrophs. For fungus, what is the term that you will give?
Heterotrophs.
Heterotrophs.
No. We are heterotrophs. Kingdom Animalia, these are heterotrophs. But specific term I want.
Ma'am, saprophytes.
Saprotrophs कर दो. Saprophytes, they are saprophytes, no doubt. But उसे saprotrophs कर दो. You have heard of saprotrophs, all of you? पढ़े हो? It's there in your book. SAPRO, saprotrophs.
Yes, ma'am.
Sapro means those organisms that feed on dead and decaying matter. जो dead और decaying organisms के ऊपर feed करते हैं, that is called as saprotrophs. And your kingdom fungus, all members are the decomposers. They decomposed. Everything, bacteria, plant, protista, king animalia, everything, they are the decomposers. And that is, and those who feed on decomposers, those are called as your saprotrophs or saprotrophic organisms. Clear? This is an entrance question. Question आएगा कि fungus belongs to category of autotrophs, chemotrophs, heterotrophs, saprotrophs. And exam में saprotrophs is no doubt a type of heterotrophs, but you have to be specific with saprotrophs. You cannot tick heterotrophs. That's wrong. That's wrong because saprotroph is more appropriate. If saprotroph word is not given, then you tick the heterotrophs. That is okay. But if saprotroph is given, then you have to pick for the heterotrophs. Always remember in entrance, you have to always pick the most appropriate one. Okay? Okay. Switching back, come back to the presentation. So the photosynthetic organisms, we have the cyanobacteria and the plantae, basically the dominant ones. Now, as I said, these are the inputs. We have light, sunlight, water, and CO2. So in a rainy day, tell me, in a rainy day, plants perform photosynthesis. True or false?
And false.
Yes. It is false because their photosynthetic activity is negligible. They do perform photosynthesis, but it is very negligible. Very less amount of photosynthesis is being performed by them. Okay?
मैम सनलाइट भी तो प्रेजेंट नहीं होगा, इसी ये भी तो एक रीजन हो सकता है.
एक मिनट, 1 मिनट, जोर से बोलो. सनलाइट प्रेजेंट नहीं होगा तो
मैम रेनी डे में तो सनलाइट भी प्रेजेंट नहीं होगा, वो भी तो एक रीजन हो सकता है फोटोसिंथेसिस.
हाँ, that is why because sunlight properly visible नहीं है ना. It's not कि sun visible नहीं है. Sunlight, sun rays तो आते रहते हैं, but clouds have covered them. So जितना मतलब how much they could have reached, that much don't reach. So that is why they perform very negligible amount. So we kind of say it is negligible. Okay.
यस मैम.
Okay. Now see, of the entire sun ray, sun's energy, how much is being utilized by the photosynthesizers? See, only 42% of sun's energy is directed towards the earth's surface. Suppose sun is radiating 100% energy. So 100% means only 42 reaches to the earth. Now from that 42, only 2% is utilized by the photosynthetic organisms. Or the 2% of the 42% of the 100%. Okay. Now again, from that 2%, only a very few amount of the solar energy is being used to convert into biomass. So the food that we eat, that contains very, very, very low amount of your solar energy. Okay. If you want, you can please write this down. It is not required. This line is required. That only 2% is, you can write, only 2% of the 42% of the sun's energy is captured by the photosynthesizers. Okay. Okay, the reaction given down, this is your normal reaction for the photosynthesis. Here I have a question. Glucose is a monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharide, या lipid?
Polysaccharide.
Any other answers? Glucose is mono, di या polysaccharides या lipid?
Polysaccharide.
पॉलीसैकेराइड.
You all are weak in biomolecules.
Ma'am, it is lipid.
It is not at all lipid. Lipid is the first option that you will strike out. It is not at all lipid. Study the chapter biomolecules. You have to study. You're very poor. Okay. Okay, anyone? Yes, Aditya. He gave me the correct answer. It is a monosaccharide. Glucose is a monosaccharide. Okay, wait first. Because if you don't understand the biomolecules basics, I cannot proceed further. Because this is photosynthesis and respiration, but this is basically chemistry that we'll be studying. So you should be acquainted with all the molecules. See, we have 4 major biomolecules. Okay. As per your book's headings, what are these? One is carbohydrate. First is carbohydrate. Second, proteins. Third, lipid. Fourth, nucleic acids. Those who don't know, please write it. You write it down. Because as per the answers you have given, I am very much confirmed you don't know biomolecules. Four major biomolecules: carbohydrate, protein, lipids, nucleic acids. Done? Write it in one column. Okay. Next. Beside carbohydrate, you put a slash and write saccharides. Monosaccharides. Okay. So remove the word mono and just write saccharides. So carbohydrates are otherwise called as saccharides. Okay. Now, these carbohydrate, protein, lipids, and nucleic acids, these 4 are your larger molecules. These are your larger molecules. Now, halt here. In your chemistry, there is a chapter polymer. Okay. So as I was saying, these certain biomolecules, these 4 biomolecules, these are the larger molecules. Now, as these are the larger molecules, they must be having a smaller molecules. So there are certain small molecules that have built up these larger molecules, right? Like monomers, when joined together, they form the polymers. You've heard of the terms, right? Monomers and polymers. So monomers build up the polymers. Likewise, these 4 biomolecules are the polymers. All these 4 are the polymers. Okay. Now, then there must be having their monomers or the smaller subunits. So put an arrow from all these 4. You put an arrow, right side arrow, and write who are the monomers. The monomers of carbohydrates are the monosaccharides. Monosaccharides. So if we join multiple monosaccharides in a larger chain, we get a carbohydrate. Now, mono means 1. So एक saccharide molecule को और एक saccharide molecule के साथ जोड़ा. So we will get 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. So disaccharide means 2 monosaccharides together. So 1 is monosaccharide, 2 is disaccharide, 3 is trisaccharide. Like this. Few saccharides together, we call them as oligosaccharides. There is a term oligosaccharides. You have come across it. So oligo, you can write oligo means few. Okay. Oligo means few. So 1, 2, 3 and likewise few, it is basically 10 to 12. Within the range 10 to 12. Now when multiple oligos are formed, Then we say polysaccharides. And larger chains of polysaccharides, be it branched or unbranched, we call them as carbohydrates. Clear? Now you are clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Saccharide word, if you are coming across anywhere, you will simply understand that these are the carbohydrates. They don't belong to proteins, lipids, or nucleic acids. Okay? And glucose is the first monosaccharide that we always study about. It is the first monosaccharide. One molecule glucose. Two molecules glucose will make up what? Okay. Okay, fine. You don't know that. Let it be. In your 10th, 9th, 10th, somewhere, you must have read there is glucose plus fructose is equal to anyone? There is glucose plus fructose is equal to, yes, sucrose. Good. There is sucrose. So now I'm giving you a hint. Glucose is a monosaccharide. Fructose is also a monosaccharide. So sucrose is what?
Disaccharide.
Mono disaccharide. Yes, good. So it is sucrose is a disaccharide. Okay. So when we'll study biomolecules, we have to individually see who is monosaccharide, who is disaccharides. As of now, you just know कि glucose, fructose, galactose, these are the monosaccharides. So when multiple monosaccharides are joined together into a larger chain, we get a polysaccharide, or we can say a carbohydrate. Now, what is the reserve food material in animals?
Glycogen.
Glycogen, good. And glycogen is a glycogen. इतना जानते हो कि glycogen is produced from glucose, right? So out of these 4 biomolecules, carbohydrate, protein, lipid, nucleic acid, you will categorize glycogen under who?
Carbohydrate.
Carbohydrate.
Carbohydrate. Now, among these carbohydrates, you will categorize glycogen as monosaccharide, disaccharide, oligosaccharide, or polysaccharide. Glycogen is a polysaccharide. Many glucose molecules are joined together to build a glycogen. So that is called as polysaccharide. Clear now? Carbohydrates basics clear? Now, protein is a polymer. Come back to protein. Protein is a polymer. Now, who is the monomer of protein? We call them as?
Amino acids.
Good. Amino acid, right there. Put an arrow beside protein and write amino acids. Likewise. Next, come to lipids. Who are the monomers of lipids? Lipids has 2 monomers. They are called as fatty acids and glycerol.
Glycerol.
Yes, fatty acids and glycerol. Right beside lipids, monomers are fatty acids and glycerols. Okay. Next, nucleic acid. Who are the monomers? Nucleotides.
Nucleotides and nucleosides.
When you're saying nucleotides, nucleoside is already involved in it. Okay, we will simply call the nucleotide as the monomer. Okay, we will not break down it more further because one complete nucleotide will make up your multiple nucleotides will make up your nucleic acid. And give me 2 examples of the nucleic acid. 1 minute. 2 examples of nucleic acid.
Ribonucleic.
Ribonucleic acid, that is your RNA, and deoxyribonucleic acid, that is your
DNA.
Okay. Now clear basics of the biomolecules. These basics you have
Yes.
to remember for both because we have to study. After photosynthesis, I always teach respiration. So if I am teaching this, then next will be respiration. Okay. Okay. So now see, come back to this PPT. We have carbon dioxide plus water as the inputs. then something is happening, and then as the products we are getting glucose and oxygen. We will study under this topic, we will study what is that something that is happening in photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis is incomplete without two important structures. One is solar energy, another is written chlorophyll in leaves. But which chlorophyll? There are
Chlorophyll.
varieties.
Chlorophyll.
It is chlorophyll
A.
A. Okay. If an organism is not at all having chlorophyll A, no photosynthesis will occur. What is the specialty of chlorophyll A? That is actually pure chemistry. We'll talk about that, an in-depth concept that we'll study as we go, as we proceed further. So remember one thing, whenever you write an equation, you are mentioning light. And if you are forgetting to mention the light, then the reaction will be incorrect. You have to mention light. Okay. And next is your chlorophyll. And who in chlorophyll? That is your chlorophyll A. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Now, see this PPT? Here it is given. Where is there? A light reaction, and here is a dark reaction. Okay. So again, breaking the word photosynthesis. You understood the meaning of photosynthesis? Now, photo is the light reaction, synthesis is the dark reaction. Clear? Now, do not conclude here कि light reaction light में होता है. That is okay. Light is there. That is why we call it as a light reaction. But dark reaction अंधेरे में होता है. Do not get into this conclusion. See here. Light independent reaction. So I have another question here. Dark reaction takes place during the morning hours. True or false? Dark reaction, yes, someone wrote. Devasmita wrote, true. And that is correct. Remember, light may be present or may not be present, but dark reaction does not need light. And when it doesn't need light, so it doesn't matter if the light is present or not. Okay. So dark reactions always occur, can occur in the morning, in the evening, anytime. They are not at all dependent on light. Those which are dependent on light, that is what we call them as the light dependent reactions, and the reactions which doesn't care if the light is present or not, that is called as your light independent reactions. Clear, everyone? Okay, those who are
Yes.
seeing the presentation, you can make the difference and write. Light reaction, you just read it. We will discuss in detail about it, but right now just go through it. Light reaction occurs in grana. We don't know what is grana. We'll study about that. What is happening? Energy from light is used to split water. Okay. So solar energy comes and it breaks down water. So when it breaks down water, something is happening and we are getting glucose as the food. Okay. Next. Electrons and some ATP are harvested and oxygen is released. Here is a new term.
Grana is
Grana
yes, ma'am. Grana is one of the stack of
Grana is referred to your stacks of thylakoids. Okay. Here. Okay, we'll talk about the structure. This is just the basics, just the overview. Now, there is one word written ATP. What is ATP? Please tell. Do not give me the definition, full form of ATP. That is a 10th class student's answer. What is ATP? You answer. You are 12th pass. And 12th, right? Okay.
it is the energy
It is a
It is
form
a
of
type
energy.
of energy.
If ATP is a type of energy, then while we are studying physics, this word must be coming. In physics, we are talking about light energy, sound energy, heat energy, thermodynamics hai. So ATP word should have been used there, na? All energies you are acquainted with. At least you know how many energies are there. Mechanical energy, kinetic energy, potential energy.
Ma'am,
So
it is
it is a biological term.
Okay, first statement, first answer that I got, ATP is energy. That is wrong. ATP is not at all energy.
ma'am, it is the simplest form of energy that is stored in the cells of our body for further use.
It is not even a modified form of energy. Okay, if you are saying modified form of energy, it is modified into what? Who is ATP? Like if I ask who is Pranjal, okay, so you will tell he is a human. She is a human. You'll tell that, right? You won't say she is an organism. You won't give me that that answer, right? You are giving me answers like ATP is an organism. Organisms are many. We have bacteria, we have fungus, we have plant. But what you will say? You will say कि Shreya is a human. You will say that. Human bologe na? Or to be more specific, you will say I am a girl. Shreya is a girl. Right? Likewise, who is ATP?
Ma'am, it is just source of energy.
Okay, it is a source of energy. ये secondary answer है. मतलब I am a girl who is talking. Who is talking is the answer that you gave me. It is a source of energy. Yes, it is a source of energy. But who is ATP? Simple
It is
answer.
energy current.
It is a molecule. ATP, other definition, what do you find? It is a energy harvesting molecule. Have you read it or not? In many places you must have come across this. ATP is energy harvesting molecule. Yes or no? So who is ATP? ATP is a molecule. Okay, it is a compound. It is a compound. Clear now? Now, what is the significance of this
Yes.
compound? This is an energy harvester. It harvests energy. Means we get energy from it. Okay. Now see. Your basic physics. Magnets. Okay. In magnets, you have like poles and unlike poles. Yes. So like poles attract or repel.
Ma'am, like poles repel each other.
Repel.
Like poles repel each other. Okay. So see, I have two pens here. Okay. And this tip is the like pole, and this will be opposite is the unlike pole. And here, this is the tip, and this is the opposite end. So both the and consider these two as the magnets. These two are the magnets. Okay. So I want to keep these two together. Can I keep it?
No, ma'am.
No, because these are the like poles. These are the unlike poles. From here they will repel, and from here also they will repel. But I'm inserting one. I'm reversing one. Okay. So now can I keep it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Because this is a like pole, this is an unlike pole. So they both will be attracted towards each other, and I can keep the magnets together. But if I keep the magnet like this will repel. I want to keep these two like this. I know both will repel. As these are the like poles, they will repel. But I want to keep these two like this. How can I keep them two? I can keep these two like this. Forcefully, of course. How? By holding it. When I'm holding it, I'm applying more pressure, and this force that I am applying to these two magnets, this is greater than their repulsion force. Yes or no? These two are repelling. No doubt these two are repelling. But when I am holding it with a more force. that is overcoming their repulsion force, right? Everyone,
Yes.
this is critical. This is, you must understand what is ATP. So when I am holding it with a more force, these two are silent. Matlab they are not getting away from each other. Okay. So these two are okay. Now, if I have an imbalance, if there is a slight imbalance, then this will repel each other very fast. एकदम से अलग हो जाएंगे दोनों. Because already when I am forcing these two together, already their repulsion energy is being built up, and the slightest disturbance, they will be separate from each other. Yes or no? The magnet part, you understood this much?
Yes.
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 Who are these two? Now, coming back to ATP, who are these two? This is your ADP, adenosine diphosphate, di, and this is your phosphate. Whenever ATP is broken down, you get the result as what? ATP plus
ADP
P.
and yes.
P or PI or IP. PI means inorganic phosphate. We call it as the inorganic phosphate. Okay. Now both these are negatively charged molecules. They repel each other. As such, they repel each other. But if they are repelling each other, then how ATP is being formed? When these two are there, a slightly greater energy is being given, and now at this point I will call it as ATP because these two are together. Now I will call it as ATP and P. Clear? Together ATP. Now ATP and P. So rectifying your equation, as of now you have simply known that the ATP when it breaks down, can I wait 1 minute? Let me use the whiteboard. Right, huh? So I have ATP. You know, whenever ATP is broken down, we get ADP plus inorganic phosphate. This is what you have known till date. Now you see plus energy. Okay, please ignore the spelling and handwriting. Okay, so now tell me, now the equation is correct or wrong or what? ATP कौन है? You are only observing these two together. These two are together. That is ATP. But I am also holding na. मतलब I am ATP plus P is your ATP. Clear? So whenever an ATP is breaking मतलब separating. So the energy, this energy is being released, and this is separating. This is separating. Now understood?
Yes.
Yes.
Understood now? What is ATP? Everyone, every single student.
Yes.
This is very okay.
Yes.
So now, as energy is being stored here, so we call this as the energy harvesting molecule. Clear? Why we call ATP as the energy harvesting? Harvesting means we are storing. So ATP holds the energy. As it holds the energy, we call it as the ATP harvesting molecule. Okay? Now, another. These are entrance questions, friends. 2 entrance questions from this ATP structure only. Who is more unstable? ATP or ADP? 1 or 2? Who is more unstable?
question name.
ATP or please
ADP.
once again.
Again the question.
Who is more unstable compound? ये
ADP.
केमिकल मॉलिक्यूल है, तो स्टेबिलिटी एक फैक्टर है, केमिस्ट्री में पढ़े हो स्टेबिलिटी. So
Yes, ma'am.
unstable ज्यादा कौन है? Who is unstable? ATP or ADP?
ADP.
How many of you say ADP? Please raise your hands. I'm not able to visualize. Okay. How many? Raise your hands, please. Pranjal. Okay. And who else? Oh, yes. Only Pranjal is saying ADP. Pranjal, your answer is ADP, right? ADP is unstable.
Ma'am, ADP, diphosphate.
Diphosphate. Okay, second one. And Debasmita gave me the answer ATP. And rest others? You have to raise your
Ma'am,
hand, students.
ATP.
Ma'am,
ATP.
ATP. Shreya gave me ATP. Shreya and Debasmita gave me ATP. Lisa is for ADP. Okay. Okay. Who else? Raj Nandini ATP. Okay, mixed response. And what is the correct answer? Are just now I told na. What I told? I showed you two magnets, na? Right? I showed you two magnets. So this magnet alone is stable, na? This is stable, right? But together, this is just waiting to get away from each other. That means what? They are unstable, na? Yes or no?
Ma'am, is
Have you ever seen anywhere in your book majority of your equations are this? ATP gives ADP and P.
ma'am,
I'm
if
coming, I'm
ATP is
listening.
not,
1 minute, I'm listening. Majority of your equations are ATP and ADP, right? Very rarely you will find that this diphosphate is being converted to monophosphate. Means if we break down ADP, we will get AMP and P. Yes or no? If we break down ADP, this is di. Di को break करने से क्या मिलेगा? Mono 1 AMP plus P. We shall get this, right? Very rarely we find this second equation. And as ATP is the unstable one, that is why it breaks down. ADP builds up. Yes. Anyone was asking me something? Someone? कोई पूछ रहा था?
ma'am, if ATP is stable, then it should not be
say.
breakdown.
Shreya say.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, if ATP is stable, then it should not be breakdown.
You have nothing
That's
to
why
say?
ATP is unstable.
Okay. Everyone, you got your answers? Everyone? Write down. ATP
Ma'am.
is more unstable. And that is why it is the energy harvesting molecule.
Ma'am,
ATP is more unstable, and that is why we call it as the energy harvesting molecule. See, energy harvesting means what? We always require instant energy. In your body, too many reactions occur, right? There are too many reactions that occur in your body. And if they will wait for a molecule to break down, 10 घंटा अगर वेट करेंगे एक मॉलिक्यूल को ब्रेक डाउन होने के लिए, so will your body sustain? I'm speaking, I'm shouting. So I'm utilizing energy, na? What if my energy harvesting molecules will take long time to break down? Will I be able to shout? I will faint. So I need something, is a molecule which will store energy, and also whenever required, it will give me energy. And this instantly giving is what is unstability, na? It is unstable. That is why it is giving me instant energy, right? Yes, if ATP is stable, it should not be broken down that easily. It could be broken down like your ADP is broken down to AMP, but it should not have been broken down that easily, instantaneously. These reactions are very fast. ATP instantly breaks down to ADP, and ADP also instantly forms into ATP. Okay, so please write this point. ATP is the most out of these three. If you include this AMP also, out of these three, the ATP is the most unstable one, and that is why it breaks down to release energy. It breaks down to release energy, and this energy is being utilized by your cells to carry out all the metabolic reactions. Whatever metabolic reactions it has to carry out, this energy is being utilized. Okay, clear now, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Chalo, basics clear. Let me switch over to the PPT. Okay, so point to be noted, light reaction is producing some ATP molecules. Okay, this first part ho gaya, this taraf. Next, talking about your dark reactions. What is given? It occurs in stroma and cytosol. So these are certain structures. We'll study. These are certain structures where the dark reaction is taking place. The first difference. Next, see. Energy captured in light reactions is used to fix the carbon in CO2. Now, here there is a term fix. What do you mean by this fix? Write down. In your dark reaction, the first step of dark reaction, what is that? Carbon fixation, right? So that is fix. So word fix, right? Here fixation refers to, I'm dictating, right? Fixation refers to the conversion of an inorganic compound, into an organic compound. Fixation refers to conversion of an inorganic
Into an
compound
organic compound.
to an organic compound. Inorganic to organic is your word fixation. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If anyone wants me to repeat, I'm repeating again. Fixation, just fixation. Fixation means converting an inorganic compound into an organic compound. Okay. Now, come back to this equation. This carbon dioxide, water, glucose. Carbon dioxide formula is
CO2.
CO2 given here. This is okay. Sorry. This is CO2. And glucose formula given here, CHO.
H12O6.
CHO, C6H12O6. Okay, I'm ignoring the numbers. But CHO. So CO2, in CO2, H is not there. But here in glucose, H is being added here. So now can anyone define me who are the organic compounds? Who do you call as the organic compounds?
Ma'am, the substance which contain carbon.
And hydrogen. CH is must. CH is must. Okay. Organic means the C and H. O may be present or not. Another N, S, sulfur, nitrogen, this may be present or not. But CH are supposed to be always together for a compound to be called as carbon organic. Clear? So what is happening? So carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it is inorganic. It is not having H. So we will call it as inorganic. We are converting that CO2 into glucose. So that is inorganic. And glucose is organic compound because H is there, CH is there. So in conversion of inorganic to organic is called as fixation. Am I clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, a slight correlation. There is the nitrogen cycle. There you have heard of nitrogen fixation. You have heard of nitrogen fixation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what is nitrogen fixation? Now you define me nitrogen fixation. N2 is gas, gaseous form. It is inorganic, and that is fixed by the soil bacteria, rhizobiums and all nitrogen fixing bacteria.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so nitrogen is being converted from inorganic to organic form. So that is, and once they are in the organic form, then only the plants can intake it. They cannot intake it in the organic form, sorry, inorganic form. Gaseous nitrogen is not easily, is not captured by the plants. They can only capture nitrogen in the inorganic form. That is why for the plants to avail nitrogen, nitrogen has to be fixed. Fixed means it has to be converted into their organic form. Clear now with the meaning of fixation? Okay. Every
Yes,
words
ma'am.
you should understand. Okay. So the dark reaction result is glucose. So we got both the results. We have our oxygen and we have our glucose. And these two are the results of the photosynthesis. Right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, before entering deep into the topic, let us discuss what are the early experiments performed by these specific scientists. And you have to take down the notes also. Here, whatever is written, you have to just copy it. And in your NCERT book, you will always have your NCERT book from next class onwards. Okay. From a NCERT book, I will be describing you the concepts. Then you will be studying those parts, and whatever line, if you are not understanding from the NCERT book, that we will discuss in the next class. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
It will be better if you, prior to the class, if you read the book and come. So if you have and having the NCERT book, you open it
Yes,
and
ma'am.
you will see we are first entering into the chapter, and first thing is the experiments. Those experiments are not clearly outlined. Demarcations are not proper. Okay, so I have put up this tabulation. So you can write this down. Please write it down. These are the notes. I have summarized this, your experiments here. Let me explain first. Okay, you keep on writing and I am simultaneously explain. So see first. You can ignore the years. Years will not come in your entrance. They will not come. In your practice questions or whatever books you are having, they might be asked, but in entrance, they never come. So you don't have to remember the years. But those scientists' name who are in your NCERT, those you have to always remember. Okay. So see, first, Stephen Hales. What is he famous for? He discovered photosynthesis. We otherwise call him as the plant physiology. And how he discovered photosynthesis is he recognized the importance of air and light for nourishment in plants. That means what? He discovered that light is important for plants to prepare food, and also air is important. This is 1727, so they did not have much knowledge about all the compositions of the air. So he just said ki air, something is present in air, and that something plus light. These are highly essential for plants. Okay. So whenever you are talking about these discoveries and all, always keep in the back of your mind evolution. So how things have evolved, how discoveries have been made gradually. Gradually we are discovering. So one by one, step by step, what are the discoveries? Clear? Stephen Hales, you understood? Ki something is present in air Yes, once. What happened? You're asking? You're not asking? Okay. So air is important and important for plants to grow. If we keep those plants in vacuum, plants do not respond. They will die. Okay. So something is present in here that is important. Next. This is a famous J. Priestley. J stands for, you say. J stands for, you know this. 9th 10th से पढ़ रहे हो. J. Priestley. J stands for Joseph Priestley. Your J stands for Joseph. Okay. You have to remember his name. He was the discoverer of oxygen. See the difference. Stephen Hales discovered importance of air, but Priestley discovered oxygen, matlab the component of air. Next, he concluded that plants purify air while gaseous exchange occurs during photosynthesis. How did he do that? Your famous bell jar experiment, plant in a bell jar experiment, candle, mouse and all. What was the experiment? See the diagram. You explain me the experiment. You have already read this. Who will explain me? I have only talked to Pranjal, Rajnandini, Lisa Rani, Shreya. Boys, you speak up. You boys are silent. Subhranshu, speak up. Okay. Okay, what was the experiment? Sorry for this. He said, now that we know that plants require carbon dioxide and they release oxygen, and that oxygen is used by us animals. So we have a relation, animals and plants, they have a relation. So animals breathe out carbon dioxide while breathe in oxygen. So animals what gave, plants utilize that, and plants what gives, animals utilize that. Okay, so that is why he concluded, Priestley concluded, plants purify air. Clear? Next, gaseous exchange occurs during photosynthesis. It was not discovered that photosynthesis was occurring, but a food preparation process was being done where gaseous exchange is being occurred. So like we exchange gas, we in oxygen and out CO2, same way plants also in CO2 and out O2. When plants intake O2 and give out CO2 like us, then we call that reaction as when plants intake O2 and give out CO2. We call that reaction as, I told it in the beginning.
Dark reaction.
When plants take CO2, give oxygen, you call it photosynthesis. When plants take O2, give CO2, you call it
Respiration.
respiration. That is a, see, we are respiration, we are respiring, matlab what? At the cellular level, exchange is being done. That is what is called gaseous exchange. Oxygen is intaking, CO2 is out. So plants also respire. Now they also respire. Don't think that all times plant take in CO2 and give out oxygen. They also need air to respire. These are cells now, and cells need oxygen. So they also breathe in oxygen and give out CO2. Okay. Okay, next. Third. Jan Ingenhousz. We call it as the Jan. Okay. Jan nahi bolte, Jan bolte. Ingenhousz. He explained the importance of light and green color. Green color means he discovered a pigment chlorophyll. Here comes the importance of the green color. So there is light and the green color. Also, he suggested that oxygen is released in presence of light by green parts. How? How do you measure oxygen is released? Air bubbles. We take the help of the air bubbles. Okay. Suppose aquatic plants. This is a terrestrial, you are not able to catch hold of oxygen. But aquatic plants, so they will release oxygen in the form of gas. So that will come out in the form of bubbles, right? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Next. Mayer. What did Mayer do? He deduced that green plants convert solar energy into chemical energy in the form of organic substances. Means what? A question for you here. Solar energy is the sunlight. But who is the chemical energy here? This chemical energy in the form of organic substance is what?
Chlorophyll.
No, not chlorophyll. How come chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a pigment. And soul energy. Energy is being converted from one form to another. And chemical energy means what? Chemical molecules में जो energy store होते हैं, those are called as your chemical energy. You have bond energy in your chemistry, right? So bond energy means what? Bond. Chemical bonds में जो energy होता है, that is bond energy. Likewise, organic substances. मतलब this is your ATP. This is saying that the chemical energy is being stored in the form of organic substance, that is ATP. It is stored in the form of ATP. And simultaneously, the product that is formed is glucose. When we pile up glucose, we get glycogen. Okay? Okay. While reading more, entering more, we will see. Next, J.V. Sachs. He recognized, this is not in your book, but just write it. He recognized the relation among photosynthesis, chloroplast, and starch. So what is starch? Yes, what is starch? Like glycogen in animals, similarly, dash in plants.
Starch in plants.
Starch in plants. Okay, I have a question here. Plants store food in the form of starch. That you know.
Yes.
Plants transport food within itself from the root, from the leaves to roots and stems. So plants transport food in the form of dust. These are entrance questions. Okay, I'm not giving the MCQs. I'm just giving the blanks. So plants transport food in the form of
Glucose.
no, not glucose. Your transportation in plants chapter. Think again. Sucrose. Write this. Write points. Plants store food in the form of starch. Second point. Plants transport food in the form of sucrose. Plants transport food in the form of sucrose. Okay. Okay. Next, Engelmann van Niel. He described action spectrum. As of now, you just write what is written action spectrum. This will take full 40 minutes to make me understand. So he described action spectrum of photosynthesis with the help of Spirogyra or Cladophora. What is the Spirogyra? It belongs to which phylum in the plant kingdom? Plants have 5 kingdoms: algae, bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperms, angiosperms. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
Spirogyra belongs to
Algae.
Algae, good. Green algae, to be specific. Okay. So, with the help of this green algae, this Engelmann did the experiment and he found out something about the action spectrum. And this is basically related to your light wavelength. We'll talk about that. He also discovered aerobic bacteria experiment suggested oxygen comes from water in photosynthesis. Okay. Now, this second point of Engelmann and your last point of Rubin, this Rubin, Hasid and Kamen, they also did what? They also experimentally showed that oxygen comes from water. See, in our photosynthesis reaction, we have two O's, right? So CO2 में O है, H2O में O है, oxygen है. But the oxygen that is liberated as a byproduct, that gas, that comes from who? From CO2 के O से निकलता है या water के O से निकलता है? So we have to find that out. So Engelmann did an experiment. He found out using aerobic bacteria. He found out that if we use water along with carbon dioxide, then we are getting oxygen. But if you are using another compound, like this is H2S, H2S is hydrogen sulfide. If we are using hydrogen sulfide with carbon dioxide, we are not getting oxygen, right? So in this experiment, oxygen is released or what? No. So we can conclude, this was a theoretical conclusion. So he concluded that as oxygen is not being released, carbon dioxide is there. But even though oxygen is not being released, we can say oxygen comes from water, right? And this equation is what I was talking about, the oxygenic photosynthesis and the anoxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, now you understood? Oxygenic photosynthesis mein, if you are using water as the substrate or reactant, you will get oxygen. But if you are using hydrogen sulfide, you will get sulfur, or you are using any other compound. Apart from water, you will not get oxygen. So in those photosynthesis reactions where oxygen is not released, those are called as your anoxygenic photosynthesis. Clear, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Next, Rubin. They did experimentally. There's a difference. Engelmann gave theoretical explanation, whereas Rubin, Hasid, Kamen, RHK. They did an experiment. How? By taking the isotopes of oxygen. O18. Generally, your oxygen is O16. So when they use the isotope, they found out that the oxygen released is O18 because the water they have used in water molecules that we had formed, that is having the O18 isotope of oxygen. Clear? Next, Robin Hill. Robin Hill. This is a very important scientist who gave us about the Hill reaction, and Hill reaction is nothing but your light reaction. Okay, clear? So see, he experimented on isolated chloroplast. Plant's name has been given to study the light reaction or the Hill reaction. He deduced that oxygen liberated from water, photolysis, only in the presence of suitable electron acceptor. You ignore this bullet. Okay, this is from one. This is together. Okay, this is from one line. These two are together. So he deduced that oxygen liberated from water, photolysis, only in the presence of suitable electron acceptor. You tell me, who is the suitable electron acceptor here? If you are having any idea. Chlorophyll, A. Here, see, water is being broken down. And you know water photolysis chemistry reactions, yaad karo. When you break down water, what you get? You get hydrogen atoms and oxygen, nascent oxygen, and also electrons. Your equation, right? So that electrons is to be accepted by someone, and that someone is your chlorophyll A. Other chlorophyll pigments can never accept electrons. They can only transfer electrons, but these are the electron acceptors. We'll talk about detail in the light reactions. Okay. So water photolysis. Photolysis. Remember, lysis means breakdown. Lysis means breakdown, and photo means light. So whenever water molecules are broken in the presence of light, we call it as the water photolysis. Clear? Now, this Hill reagents, you can write it down, but it's not required. Even in entrance point of view, this is not required. So he performed, basically Robin Hill performed that in presence of sunlight, water breaks down. Breaking of water releases oxygen, and that is how oxygen is liberated. And this water breaks down also in the presence of chlorophyll A. If chlorophyll A is not present, water would not have been broken down. Clear? Everyone clear? Whatever we understood today, this will continue from the next class. But whatever we talked today, whatever we studied today, are you all done? Everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
If you are having any doubts, you can ask. Okay then. Okay. Okay, I'll take your leave. Huh?
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye.